This is the question. Russians find wreckage of an alien extraterrestrial craft that exploded in space, and that the debris is now orbiting around our Earth. This is what they claim. Russians find wreckage of an alien ship exploding in space, orbiting around us. Many people may not realize it, but very high above our heads, in the space orbiting our planet, far from where the human eye can see, there is a huge amount of space debris, garbage. And they're all rocket debris, satellites, etc. They are in orbit around us, including non-functioning spacecraft, abandoned spacecrafts, abandoned satellites, huge mix of millions and millions of debris dumped into space, all of human origin. However, according to some strange stories, there's more than just rubbish out there that revolves around our planet. It is not of human origin, and various claims refer to one of the strangest we could come across, wreckage from an alien spaceship orbiting our Earth. In 1979, Soviet astrophysicist Sergei Boschis made the spectacular claim that he had found evidence of what he called an, quote, extroverted alien ship, end quote, and had broken into several pieces and remained in orbit scattered. According to his estimates, he was able to locate 10 pieces of that debris from the spacecraft, many of which were estimated to be about 30 meters long, that is, pieces 100 feet long. Bosich said he calculated the orbits of the spacecraft and concluded that it had spread after a kind of space explosion December 18, 1955. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. So he claims that this explosion happened in 1955. That's before we had satellites up there, of course. But his even more bizarre claim is that this mysterious alien spacecraft was abandoned, and at the same time likely a tomb now containing the bodies of its passengers. All this easily passes into the fields of paradoxical claims in the context of a strong conspiracy by experts of this kind, but there were others who supported the existence of these findings, including the Soviet astrophysicist and science fiction writer Alexander Karzantsev. Quote, its dimensions suggest several floors, maybe 5. We believe that foreign bodies will continue to exist in there. Scientists quickly ruled out the possibility that could be space debris coming from our Earth, as the alleged explosion preceded the first human object found in space, which was launched by Sputnik first in 1957. They also denied that it could be a meteorite, as a space object was kept in a stable orbit around our Earth. Now, according to Bosich and his team of scientists, all the evidence shows that an alien spacecraft exploded in space, and a Moscow physicist, Dr. Vladimir Azaza, said, meteors have no orbit. They move aimlessly. They fly non-stop in space, and they do not explode spontaneously. All the evidence we have gathered over the last decade shows one thing: an alien spacecraft that has exploded in space. A rescue mission must begin. The ship, or whatever is left there, must be reassembled here on Earth. The benefits to humanity can be astounding, he said. Now, apparently, the discovery also aroused interest from Americans, and according to history, there was some degree of cooperation between them to devise a plan to retrieve the wrecked spacecraft. One of the problems was that Soviets were very skeptical about the information they had, which led to the skepticism of British scientists, a report which points out there are more than 4,000 pieces of debris orbiting the Earth. Everyone has a directory number to identify. We would like to know the catalog number of this wreck. Is it possible to date the shipwreck after a significant number of observations? And apart from the Americans, we would be interested in analyzing it if the Russians had that information. So very interesting is what was pointed out in 1969 article, Icarus magazine, in which astronomer John Bagby claimed to have found 10 objects, quote unquote, in orbit around the Earth, which he said had spread from a single source during a December 18, 1955 event, when it comes to being compared to the same day mentioned by the Russian Bosich. The story of what was called the Bosich Wreckage was published in the press and in various news at the time, which created a shocking story. However, there has never been an official confirmation of the start of a real rescue mission of this. Maybe Americans and Soviets did it secretly, we don't know. Another theory is that it was all started by Soviets to cause misinformation in the Cold War. Of course, there is also the possibility that the whole story is a big scam that started from highly unreliable news sources. UFologists, for their part, are wary of all this and admit that it is definitely a very strange story. This is translated for you from a Greek article I found. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support.